just for you. So, we want you to come and join www.blackwallstreetnation.com. See you there.
Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaw, CEO of 5 Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Great rising, good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Barbara H. Smith. I am the CEO and founder of BHS and Associates. I am also your business moderator for this morning. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from all over North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over these United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our next speaker is no stranger to the Black Business Network. He is Grant McGaugh, the CEO of 5-Star BDM, and he has made significant contributions to the technology, business, and healthcare industries. With a solid foundation from DeVry Institute of Technology, he has excelled in leveraging innovative digital solutions to enhance branding and engagement. Notably, Grant has had influential roles as the program chair of South Florida HIMSS and past president of the National Association of Healthcare Executives. Underlying his commitment to advancing healthcare information and management and leadership within the sector. His leadership at 5-Star BDM reflects a deep dedication to creating impactful digital experiences, while his work in healthcare emphasizes his commitment to improving industry standards and promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion. Help me bring to the platform Grant McGaugh.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing?
Grant, good to see you, my brother. Once again, we are together on a platform. I'm super excited to have this fireside chat with you. I saw TJ in the background. Is he coming on, or is this just me and you?
I think it's going to be me and you. TJ is in the back talking to Dr. Kelly.
Okay.
But if he brings him up, we'll go ahead and talk to TJ as we get started this morning. I am just happy to see your face. I have not seen you in a few months, and I'm thrilled. I am thrilled.
I'm beyond thrilled because I want to get right into this interview because I have some personal questions that I think you might be able to help me with my own business. That's a little selfish for this moment, but I'm going to be a little selfish for this moment. I want to know how you got started. What's your origin story? How did you come up with this vision that propelled you to this venture?
You know, it's interesting as we go through this walk called life. That you don't always realize that you're picking up golden nuggets, golden wisdom, and insights, not only for yourself, but will eventually help you to help others.
That's fact.
And that's a fact. It's a true fact. You go through different seasons in your life where you're learning certain things. And then you go through a season where you're just, you're really focused on earning. You've got to get those dollars. You've got to get those promotions. You've got to get those new clients. You've got to just build. And then you go through those seasons that you give back, right? So you just kind of return. I learned that from one of our guests that was on here, Daphne Jones. She's very, very good at that. I think we all go through these seasons. So as I went through my season, I realized back in 2019, now I've been in business development for Fortune 500 companies in the IT information technology space for 20, 25 years. And I've learned a great deal about the life cycle of product development to the point where you now bring it to market, when you then got to go through the life cycle of it actually in action and having that customer satisfaction and being able to bring the actual ROI to life. Have it happen like, wow, we invested in this. It was an idea. We brought it into our business. We implemented it. And lo and behold, it actually did bring the great fruits of profits to our business. And that's a good feeling. And as you go through that for others, you start to realize, you know what, I can do that for a lot of different people. And I was thinking about it in the background, but as I got into this last decade, meaning the decade from 2010 to 2020, I began to start thinking about my future. What does the future start looking like for me, and what that's going to look like? And you know how you go through life and all of a sudden life tells you, like, you know, you're not going to think about this. You're going to have to do this, right? So in 2019, I went through a layoff. You know, I was at a Fortune 500 company. And even before that, and I always love telling this story because it's so important. Because what was happening in that decade, that last decade from 2010 to 2020, was a digital technology explosion in the world of mobile compute and also social media. And it was really starting to gain traction. People didn't really look at it as a business tool, but it was starting to become a way of transference of business products and services like never before. And I was at a training at a very large telecom company. And during that training, I just joined the company. Typically, they take you through training. You know, you're going to learn the company spiel, the product and the services and what they're all about and how you're going to be successful. And one of the things that they did is that they showed me in a class for about 3 days how to utilize LinkedIn as a social media tool for business development. And it was an eye-opening experience. I'll never forget that when he showed me. This is 2014 now, right? LinkedIn was still really looked upon like a little monster.com. And Indeed, you put your job posting up and people would like, hey, yeah, I want to hire you, or I need somebody. And that's kind of what the platform was kind of looking like and kind of morphing into, but it was starting to go through a change. And he had told us, he said, well, who in this class, who are you looking to do business with? You know, we raised our hand like, yeah, I want to do business with the vice president of so-and-so, company, vice president of information technology. I want to be able to have a conversation with them. And he said, all right, that's wonderful. That's great. Let's pull him up on LinkedIn and see who we're talking about. So he showed a business profile of a senior executive at a pretty prestigious company. He has the well-crafted, headshot. He has this beautiful banner in the background. He's got this wonderful title. He's got his about story that says what he's about, what his mission is. And he's got this beautiful resume that he's got in his experiences on his platform. So take a look at this guy. I said, yeah, that's the guy I want to do business with. He said, great. Now let's take a look at your profile. So
I already know where this is going.
Oh, it was startling. It was startling. I come up there, I got a full body shot. It looked like I looked like I just walked out of Starbucks or something like that. It just nothing professional about me at all. I just had a regular casual attire on. I had no banner page in the background. It just basically said Grant McGaw, IT sales guy, and had my regurgitated resume there. And it was just nothing outstanding at all about my LinkedIn profile. And he basically looked into said, why would this person do business with you?
Right.
And it was pretty And he was like, this has nothing to do with a lot of things that people, put out there about, culture and fit and this and that. It's like, look, you are not ready for business. You would not show up to this person's office for a meeting
looking like that. Right.
Looking like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
presentation is everything. You know that, Grant.
100%. But you don't think about it. You weren't. My mindset's not thinking like this. When you're on LinkedIn, and I want my audience to understand this, when you're on LinkedIn, you are in a business environment. You are in a business office. Whether you realize it or not, you're showing up for business. And if you don't look like you're showing up for business, you won't have any business. I mean, not on this platform.
You need to say that again loud and proud for the people in the back.
100%. I look at your profile, man, Bart, you go type in Barbara H. Smith. She looking like she coming for business. She says exactly what she's about. She's got a beautiful profile. It shines. It just really comes out. But a lot of people don't do that. Now this is 2014.
Right.
And I'm thinking through it. So I started to utilize this new skill. It's a new muscle. You know what? Mm-hmm. I'm going to put this on top of my funnel. I'm not going to just do a lot of phone calls. I'm not going to do just a lot of emails. I need to put this on top of funnel of how to use social selling.
Pause right there, because you just said something huge. You said, I'm going to put this, what's the this, on top of my funnel. What do you mean by that? For people who don't understand what we're talking about, you said, I'm going to put this on top of my funnel. What does that mean, and how do you do that?
Oh, man, this is content, and it's social selling. Most sales pipeline, I'm talking business development. And if you are in business, you're an entrepreneur, you are in business development, whether you want to realize it or not. You've got to become adept at sales.
That's right.
You've got to become a CEO basically is the chief sales officer. They are the point of contact. They are the face of their business.
That's right.
And you've got to know how to have communication and know how to differentiate yourself in a manner that's going to get attraction and then be able to tell your business story.
Pause right there. You talking my lane right there, Brad. You talking my lane right there. Pause right there. You got to pause right there, because I'm sorry, I got passionate and excited about it. It took me so long, Grant, to understand that I'm a salesperson. And what I want entrepreneurs out there to understand is stop saying just sales. We are servants. When you have a product or service, chime in with me if you agree, Grant. When you have a product or service, you owe it to people to tell them about it. You owe it to people to show them a better way to do what they're doing. What I do is communication, and I help people with that, because so many people, including myself, and that's why I'm passionate about it, had not been crystal clear on their vision, on their mission, and how they show up when someone asks them, so what do you do? If you're not clear on what service, whether you're a product or service, if you're not clear on what you sell, what you serve to the community, what you serve to the business audience, what you serve to the marketplace, your business will fail.
100%. And it's here, and the keys to failure, especially in a digital first society, a digital first economy. Remember, this is a morph and a change. I'm taking you through this story from 2014 to 2019 to 2024. We are in a digital first economy. We've got to understand how to do business in a digital platform. So when I meant top of funnel, that means everything I was doing up to that point, and with a lot of people, their sales motion went something like this. You had phone calls, you had emails, you had even called snail mail. That means you got letters in the mail, right?
Yes.
And then you had physical networking. You go out and business cards, conferences, things of that nature. What you did not, where you were not doing, is content creation on digital platforms. Because the audience, remember, what is the frequency of people opening your email that are accepting a phone call that you're going to be able to see at a networking event? It works, but it's smaller reach. Digital platform, I am able to reach, just like right this second, a worldwide audience.
That's right.
My reach is exponentially greater. And if you think about this, especially right now, who are you going to open an email from? Somebody you know, somebody you don't know. Definitely not somebody you don't know. And people continually solicit you with emails that you have zero clue who these people are. They're just making an assumption that you may or may not like this. And for some odd reason, they think this is effective. And I'm like, it isn't.
Well, it's effective only if they know you. So you have to warm that audience up, like you just said, because I got right now 33,780 emails in my email box. And that's embarrassing that are not open because I don't know you like that.
No, you don't know them. And it doesn't work. It's out of order. Somebody told me this is so important. Everybody has one of these. You have a cell phone. But guess what? In order to dial up Grant McGaw, you have to know his exact phone number. So if you are doing things out of order, you're not going to get your ideal client on the phone. You're not going to connect with them. So you email, to your point, emailing at the right time. I'm not saying email is a bad tool. It isn't. But use it in the right way. Phone call, not bad. Doing physical networking, none of that's bad. But I tell you one thing, when I walk into a room, people know who I am. And why do they know who I am? Through the content that I create on my social media through LinkedIn. I've already done 50% or more of the thing that you have to do when you're presenting yourself to someone who really doesn't know you and they need to know about you. You as a communications specialist understand exactly what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's so critical. And you said something else that I want the audience to not gloss over. And that is that we are now in a digital economy. And not only is that crucial, but there's another shift happening that some of us are not jumping on the bandwagon. We're not aware of. We're not paying attention to. And that is that this new wave of digital economy is all about artificial intelligence. If we don't embrace, especially us, this community that we're in, if we don't embrace these tools, we're going to be again left behind. I can't emphasize this enough. I guess, Grant, because it's easier for me to grasp a hold of the technology because I spent 20 years as a senior systems engineer. I think they call me senior because I was old, but anyway, senior systems engineer. But it's not just the technology, it's so much easier to use the technology, and it's evolving at such a rapid pace that if we don't pick it up and we don't run with it, we are going to be left. We as a community, we talk about how our dollar doesn't stay in our community, but for 6 hours, we're going to lose even more market share if we don't get on board with this technology. What's your take? What's your thoughts?
Well, this is an opportunity. This is a golden opportunity, which you open your eyes to what you just said. There are certain things that happen in life over time that are windows of change. And when I'm talking about that, we're talking about different revolutions in time. We had the agricultural revolution. We had the manufacturing revolution. We've had information technology now for probably, I would say, 30 years. But this is becoming what we call intelligent technology.
Yes.
This is a total game changer. Do not get it twisted. It's already revolutionizing the world.
Yes.
But if you think about how this changed our lives. In the last 10 years, as I talk about how social media has changed our lives, artificial intelligence will radically change the business landscape. If you're on top of it, you're going to ride that wave to a much higher plateau. And this is what I was saying earlier. I started to realize this back in 2014. I started to have to implement this from 2014 to 2019 to utilizing content creation on social media to get awareness about who I am and what I do. Mm-hmm. So at the time that I went through a layoff in 2019, I already kind of knew what I needed to do, but I got confirmation from my networks like, Grant, we love how you brand yourself. Can you do business with us? And what I realized, what he was saying is, I don't have a presence in Florida for my small business. You've already crafted and created an incredible network. I didn't realize how powerful a network, or I would say its worth is. I had a network of over 20,000 different people congregated in healthcare and information technology, in which people that sell to that sector would love to have a ready-made, curated audience for them to then say, hey, Grant, I can work with you, and I can now promote my product and services through your network, and guess what? I'll pay you for that. That is the beginning of 5-Star BDM.
That's why it's not just a slogan that your network is your net worth. You just demonstrated it.
Yeah, 100%. It's and especially now because of the visibility. You have 24/7 visibility, where before you did not. Remember, the average time someone's going to open an email, even if they know you, is 2 days, right? So, and the average time actually somebody actually picking up your phone and actually listening to your voicemail is maybe, depending on who you are, maybe a day or so. It's time. Speed to market is everything. When you have 24/7 coverage, like we're doing now on the Black Business Network, the opportunity to present your product and service and the why that you are in business is exponential. So going back to what you just said with artificial intelligence, and I want the audience to truly hear what I'm saying when it comes to AI. We are training AI.
That's
not just the companies. The companies put out a algorithm and a software, but guess what? You are giving it the input. I tell Google about me. When you Google Grant McGaugh, guess what? Everything you read about that is from me. I'm telling it what to say about me, and then itself promotes me throughout the Google network. I love Google.
But we do have to be careful. We do have to be careful. There's some ethics issues. I don't want to talk about them right this minute because I got some other questions I want to ask you, but I did want to make that statement. We do have to be careful not to put our specific personal things out on the ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever it is. And I said it so fast. It's ChatGPT, for those who don't know what we're talking about in artificial intelligence, to input things that you're asking questions. And I use it literally multiple times a day. I'm just going to say that. I'm getting more happy with Gemini for some reason, but in any event, both of those tools help me to craft my content better. And it's not that I just put something up and let it tell me what I want it, what it wants to say. It's that I give it my inputs and it gives me a different flavor. And then I can choose and pick and choose what I will use and what I won't use for AI. You have a unique personal branding service. Can you explain the process and why is it important for professionals today?
I'm glad you asked that question, Barbara. What makes me unique, what I lead with, because when you say digital marketing agency, digital marketing strategist, or something like that, it puts you in a pool of only maybe like 20 other million people. That's not a differentiator, right? What's my differentiation?
It's a small number of people in the marketplace, right?
Yeah. Just, it was like, go ahead, Grant. Get out there with 20 million people that have been doing it for 50, 100 years, and good luck with that, right? So what I do is personal branding. That is my flagship. And I do that in conjunction with my personal brand podcast, which has gotten now world-class acclaim. We actually won an award in 2023 as one of the top 10 podcasts in the world for personal branding. And why is that? That is because I showcase people. I showcase professionals. I showcase entrepreneurs about their story and their why and why this is important along 7 different categories. And that could be business development, career development, personal branding, brand mastery, technology, innovation, financial empowerment, and executive presence. I learned people like to listen and understand from other people that are interesting. And so I said, I am going to showcase people because most people do not craft or have a crafted personal story in which they can articulate. You can appreciate this.
There you go again, Grant. You in my lane, down my street. You got my house number and everything.
I didn't need AI for that either. See that? But this is important knowledge to have. And when you know how to showcase people, it's important and help them. We are getting more and more people into the entrepreneurial world. They call it the gig economy. More and more people are moving from a W-2 employee to be a more 1099 or doing their own business because it's important, because it's a survival tool, because the workforce is becoming more and more volatile. So you've got to be
Pause right there. You said 3 things that I want you to go back to. We are becoming more and more of a gig society. That's 1. This is a volatile time in the workplace because it used to be people worked 30, 40, 50 years, got a pension and went home and sat down. That is not this, and this is not that. And then the 3rd thing you said is people are moving more to this workspace where they're their own boss. I want you to dig a little bit more into that. The whys behind WHY, the whys, not WISE, the whys behind, because you're wise if you do this, the whys behind people are doing that. Why is that, Grant?
There's a big shift, and we saw it during post-COVID. They call it the Great Resignation. Right?
Yes.
People had a time to think about their lives. You think you had 2 years sitting at home in front of a screen and think about, what am I doing? Why is this important? And so the big question is purpose. I have a purpose. And you begin to realize, especially when people have passed away and that type of thing, like, you know what, life is short.
Yes.
And my time is valuable.
Yes.
And how I spend my time is up to me. And I need to spend my time with people and things that I care about and they care about me. And what you find out in business, and I want my business, and when I'm talking about Fortune 500, these big enterprises, I want you to really hear this. If your only sole objective in your entire enterprise is solely profit, you are missing the mark, because money is worthless after you leave this planet. Worthless. So, but what is worth something? What are you doing with your resources? It's okay to accumulate resources. It's okay to accumulate profit, but profit for profit's sake is worthless. You must give back. You must develop. You must create a better world for people to dwell in. So I'm going to take that and go to the next level, which is our generations that are coming up. And I want to talk to our young people. Young people are like, well, what's my purpose? Your purpose is just this. Your purpose is to create a new world. We've had our world. We've done our world. We have created for the last 60 years and got to this point in the world that we've created. Your job is to take what we have done and recreate it. Your job is to recreate our world. And you are doing that. In the digital economy, this is taking shape. So we're moving away from this baby boomer mindset and it's Gen X mindset, and the millennials are now inheriting this. And our Gen X and Gen Y, they are digital natives. This world is changing dramatically and shifting. And they're coming into the workforce and they're saying, I'm not doing 30, 40 years here. Or
I know that's right.
Your sole objective is just profits and revenue and loss, and that's how you gauge what you do. What is your purpose beyond it? If you're not doing anything from a social impact, how are you changing society with your product or service? I want to work for somebody that has a cause, has a pulse, has a life force that's doing something. I will then lend my life force to that cause to make it better. And then you're going to get into more collaborative fabrics in the workforce. You know what? I like that project. You start looking at job opportunities more or less as projects. I would do that project for 3 to 6 months. I'll do that project for 3 to 6 years, depending on what it is I'll be involved in. How much time do I have to do other things? This is the gig economy. Yeah. This is what our creators are doing in the digital space.
That's so good, Grant. That is so good. So how do you help people? For example, let's just take me for example. I come to your organization, 5-Star BDM, and I say, I need you to help me with personal branding. How do you help? What do you do? What's the initial starting process to get involved with your organization?
Are you brave? Are you that brave, Barbara?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I do. I take you through the BRAVE framework. And my BRAVE framework, because when I work with people, especially from career development, business development, I take them through my framework called BRAVE. Because you've got to be brave in this world. You've got to be bold. You've got to be resilient. You've got to have some assets. You've got to be visible. And you've got to have experience. That's BRAVE. Yeah. And that BRAVE, I take you through a lot of different things depending on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Okay. Right. So we start looking at your brand identity first. And that brand identity goes back to what we were just talking about a little earlier, is your story. What is your story up till now? And how do you define that story? What does that look like? You must have a clear point of view when it comes to developing your business. And really that's developing your brand. What is your point of view and how does that tie into your personal story? So what do I mean by that? And I love telling the story because I learned this from another brand strategist by the name of Mike Kim. And I think he was very clear about this. He said, your business story must be something you would tell at a campfire in the dark around other friends and relatives and people that are interested in your story. You must be able to sit down at that campfire and tell your story that's so interesting, so compelling, with such curiosity, and it's your point of view. This is where I stand on my little anthill, and I tell you my point of view about this. And he said, most of the time, that point of view needs to have elements of two different things. And what are those two things? First, what makes you cry? What is so compelling about what you're doing or what you're trying to accomplish that makes you cry when you think about it? I know I cry when I look at LinkedIn profiles and other things, and I'm like, you're missing the opportunity to be visible. You're missing the opportunity to tell your story. You're not going to be successful. And if you would just tweak a couple of different things here, you could then turn on the faucet for your business and your profits. And that makes me cry when I look at that. And it also makes me pissed off. He said, what makes you cry and what pisses you off? And you kind of heard a little bit thing about what pisses me off around social impact or being in business for profit only. Profit, again, as like I said, has its place. Yes, you need profits. Absolutely. Get as many profits. But what is the point of it? What are you doing with it? How are you enabling something to be better than where you found it? So your point of view needs to have those elements. That's going to be the linchpin of your business. That's what I call brand identity. And then you start to get into research. That is the R. You've got to now look at that. Once you've identified your point of view, you've identified your story, your business story, your personal story, you start looking at the research around the business you want to go into. Who's doing what you're doing? What are they doing? How are they doing it? What are they good at? What are they bad at? Start looking at the reviews that are out there, because this is a key. I'm going to give you this tidbit of information to our audience. What you want to look at is not so much what they do good. You want to know what they have gaps in.
Mhm.
Reading their reviews on social media, all these things, like, you know what? They deliver, but their audience is saying they lack in these areas. So
Right.
if you, in your product or service, are
Can
expert
fill
in
those.
this area, guess what you've done? You've created an opportunity for yourself, right?
Mhm.
And then we get into what I call the assets or the aesthetics of where
Mhm.
you're at. What is your assets for them to bring forth your story? This is your platform. So important to have a platform. And what are you using for your platform to tell your story? Your platform could be your website. You're on LinkedIn. You're on social media. You're doing a lot of public events. You've got PR. You've got to understand you have to have a platform. You can't just stand outside of your store window today with a sign out. You can. It's tax time. You probably see them out there,
You
right?
can.
You know, you'll get some people, but you'll get 3 and I'll get 300 because I have a better reach and I have more visibility. So that goes to what is your assets? What is your platform? What are you going to stand this on top of to tell your story? And then you make it visible. You go through the action steps of making it visible. You truly understand your customer journey. The biggest thing we need to do, and I advise my clients on this, is not only do you need to understand your product and service, not only do you need to understand what you bring to the table and your intellectual capital, not only do you need to understand all those things, then all the finances you're going to need to understand how to develop and promote and gain business share. You need to understand your audience better than all those things.
Anybody else? That's right.
Than anything else. You got to put that to the side and understand your client better. I remember when I heard that for the first time, like, that's a game changer, because people they want to express themselves. They want to talk about these things, and they will tell you what their experience was with whatever they're going through in life. And that goes back to my beginning about why do I do personal branding? Why do I have a personal brand podcast? Because I love to engage with my audience. I want to hear what's going on. I want to know what's important for them. And I want to bring that forth. So when their network tunes in to what they're talking about, they're bringing me along for the ride. So it becomes very, very powerful. And then get to that E, which is the end of Brave. Once you become very visible, that is, you're going to do some evaluation. You're going to step back. You're going to do a little meditation about that. You're going to look at what you are doing and you're going to make tweaks. You're going to measure. You're going to have metrics. You've got to see where you're at. Are you attaining the goals that you set out to attain or not? Right. And then you need to go back and reiterate everything you just did to make those adjustments in what you do. So that's the Brave framework, and that's what I do for my clients.
That's why you asked me if I was brave. Yeah, I'm brave.
You are brave. You got to be brave to step out, right?
My coach says about the marketplace and knowing your audience, he or she who knows their audience best wins. That's her statement. My coach says that. But this has been a phenomenal conversation. I don't know, there were some questions I was supposed to ask you, but you have been so intriguing. I think I went off script or something like that. But
you've asked the right questions. Our point here is to educate and give insightful information to our audience. I want them to have key takeaways, like, what can I do in my business? What can I do? What is Grant doing that I can then implement into what I am trying to accomplish? You're going to take a look at your challenges, the root cause of those challenges. And it's okay to say, you know what, I don't have all the answers.
Right.
You don't. And I want to say this one thing, because I've been a technologist for a long time. You need to understand how AI really works. Is that AI is a platform that's what I would call somewhat reactive to everything that you're putting into it. So it emboldens upon yourself to be able to ask intelligent questions in order to get the answers that are going to help you. So you can't just dumb it down. You can't just give it something that's so generic and it doesn't have any insight in it. If you don't give it insight, it cannot give you insight back. That's just one thing. And I also want to get back to what Barbara was saying. Remember the difference between private and public. AI in its current state and generative AI, and that is your ChatGPT, your Claude, your Gemini, Bard, your Copilot. Those are public entities. So the information that you put into them can be used anywhere in the public. So be careful about those things that you're putting out there. The things that I do are intentionally public. I want all the search engines, and people don't realize LinkedIn is a search engine. It's a search engine. If you know how to utilize the right tags, the right SEO, you will rank in search over and over again for people to find you. I'm intentional when I'm on public platforms about putting my business out there, meaning my 5-star BDM business that I want you to know about. So that comes back to me so I can help our entrepreneurs and our people to get better.
That's wonderful, Grant. I got it. I was told we're getting a little feedback when one of or other of us is talking. So I'm going to be switching back and forth on mute. Questions for you. You talked about your 5-star BDM podcast. Does an entrepreneur incur a cost for coming to your podcast?
Good question. And it goes both ways. Now, here's the deal. Sometimes I'll reach out and I'll ask someone to be on my show because I want them to be on my show because they have a very interesting story. So when I do that, I do not charge my client for that, but I do ask them to promote the show and put it out there because we incur costs for everything that we do. Now, how do you get your best bang for your buck? Is that what I do is that for my clients, first, I take them through the Brave Brand Blueprint strategy. And just that strategy itself is a $1,500 investment. And then I ask them to be on the show. And when they're on the show, it's not just like me and you talking right now. It is, but what I'm doing is I'm creating brand assets. I'm going to create a customized cover art for you. I'm going to create a video for you. I'm going to create a press release for you. I'm going to advertise you not only on my podcast, which will be throughout all the different podcast stations, whether it's on Apple, Spotify, Google, and the like. I'm also going to put you on a TV broadcast, not only on my LinkedIn Live, but then it goes out across all Pod TV stations and another station that I have, which is called the OurTV.network. So you get enormous reach. And for that, I charge $1,000. So the entire package. And a lot of people like, Grant, you're not charging enough. And you're probably right. But it's a $2,500 investment. And at the end of the day, you are completely branded as far as who you are, what you do, what your business is about. This is content now that I've created for you that you can now repurpose. You can repurpose for in your business, put it on your website for years to come. So it's a one-time investment that you can repurpose over and over again in your particular endeavor.
That is phenomenal information because when you have those brand assets, and they are digital brand assets, they are on the internet and in the internet space forever. They can't be taken down ever. I mean, they can't be eliminated, erased ever. And so that's a huge, huge thing to let people know that it is not a one and done. It's done for you but you have this asset that you can promote your business forevermore. Amen. So I am super excited, Grant, as always, to see you. You're no stranger to the Black Business Network. You've been around these parts in these here Black Business Network streets for a long time.
Yes, and for a reason, because it helps me to brand my particular business. There's an alignment. You have to have an alignment on the different things that you're doing. We are promoting Black entrepreneurs, Black business worldwide, and I want my 5-star BDM business to be known worldwide. So we have a great relationship.
And I'm so grateful for that relationship. Good to see you again. You're doing phenomenal things. I'm going to tap into your resources very, very soon. Got some other things I'm working on right now, but yes, I look and see the value that you are to the marketplace, and I appreciate and applaud what you're doing for all of our young people, as well as some of us old heads out here still trying to brand. So I'm appreciative of what you do. Tell us how we get in touch with you. One last outtake. How do we get in touch with Grant McGaw and 5-Star BDM?
Please, I invite the entire audience to go to the website at 5, that's the number 5, that's star, STARBDM.com. That stands for Brand Development Masters. So that's 5starbdm.com. You can send me an email at grant.mcgaugh, that's MCGAUGH, at 5starbdm.com. Obviously, you can see me on my LinkedIn. Right now, I am live on the 5-Star BDM Network with the Black Business Network Expo Olympics this entire week. So I'm very excited.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much again, Grant. I can't thank you enough for being here. You have made the morning definitely all worthwhile being here with you, alongside you. Thank you so much. Grant McGaugh has been here, 5-Star BDM, and also one of the promoters and sponsors. Thank you again. And I will promise you this, see you on the other side. Grant McGaugh has been an exceptional guest, as usual, on the Black Business Network. I want you to know that this is not just for no reason. The Black Business Expo USA is promoting a mission. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for our high school seniors going to college and our K through 12 entrepreneurs. We got to help our babies. This expo is a fundraiser for students. So students, you can go to blackbusinessexpousa.com and get your information there to be a part of the scholarship. The scholarship fund can be funded with your Cash App. There is a cash tag that's $BBX USA. You can scan the code on the corner of the screen. Our goal is to give laptops to 10 students, up to 10 students, and up to $5,000 each. Again, go to blackbusinessexpousa.com to register as a student and donate to the scholarship fund. Every single dollar counts. And so we want to remind you constantly throughout the broadcast to donate to the scholarship fund. We also always thank our sponsors for their participation in the Black Business Olympics and the Black Business Expo. Our sponsors for March 2024 include NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Richey Coaching and Training, the Hello LLC organization, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council. I'm so glad I can say that fluently now. Step Management, BHS and Associates LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, 5-Star BDM Media, we just heard from Grant McGaugh, Earth Essentials, Milani Shani Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, the Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and of course, Black Business Expo USA is a sponsor. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I am from Washington, D.C., but I was raised in Durham, North Carolina. I came to Durham when I was about 5 or 6, and then I traveled back and forth to DC because it's where my people are from. One of the unique things about my family is my mother, she's also an artist. She does quilting, and she does a lot of artistic things. And then my son, he draws with both hands, his right hand and his left hand like I do. So that's kind of a family trait. And then my other son, he's a videographer, and my daughter, she works, she's a regional vice president for Sunglass Lab. When you start out drawing and sketching, you want to continue to explore, you know, each avenue. I do pastels, I do pen and ink, I do painting, I do acrylics. I haven't done oils yet, but I try to do all facets of art. What I say to a lot of times to people is, you know, you can't put yourself in a box when you're an artist. You have to explore. And over the course of my life, I've tried to explore different mediums. I also do sculpture as well. I choose my subjects by the intensity that they have in their faces, or the intensity that somebody is moving, because I do more than portrait drawings. I also do I do abstract, and then I do figurative drawing also. Well, what happened in this particular show is that I started out trying to come up with something that would be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So I was working on a Barack Obama show, and they wanted me to do some paintings of Barack. And so what I did was, because of the deadlines, I kind of did it kind of fast. And then I realized when I was doing it fast, I enjoyed it. And so then I started doing other pieces the same way, and I started to enjoy those pieces also. And so I came up with this particular style, and it's a style of lines and colors. And what's interesting is that when I was in college, I did a show called Lines, Colors, and I talked about the boldness of the blacks, the hotness of the whites, and this is how this has come about, you know, later on in my life. And the colors comes from a lot of the entertainers that I work with, where they wear different colors. They don't wear, you know, your plain reds or your whites. They wear different colors, and so that's also another piece of what's giving me the colors. The subtitle of this show is Faces That Speak Life. That's real critical. Faces that speak life. Each one of these pieces is a life source and a life energy that's being put on display for people that are looking at them. You know, I always say in terms of my art, it's not important that I draw them. It's important what you get out of what I draw. You know, I don't try to just draw it because you like it. People wanted me to do prints. I didn't do prints. You know, people asked me to do different people, but the people that I choose are people that make a difference in the lives of people in the world. So the human landscape idea was, again, as I say, the lines represent your emotions, it represents your ideas, and it represents your journey as a human being. And that's why you get the different pieces and the different looks. And as you notice, I try not to do one look that looks alike another look. And that's what's the most important part of this show.
Dr. Eric Kelly III, and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, frog, fish,
Goldie,
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies everywhere. Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms. The only problem? There were more appointments than he could manage. That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers spending potential that's built for his changing business needs. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, and with spending power built for business purchases, he used his card to furnish a new exam room. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hopton got the love and care they deserve. And everyone was happy. Get the card built for business by American Express.
Artist to me is a creative expression of something from nothing. You know, it explodes onto the canvas, or it explodes on in my work. One of the things that I try to do more than anything is I try to just give the lines and the movements and emotions and expressions into what I do. Art really means to me a chance to express how I feel deep down inside. Most of my art begins as a thought that I might have, you know, whether it's sports, whether it's history, whether it's a woman or a man. It pretty much starts as an idea of thought before I get into the actual image of what I'm going to draw. I do a lot of historical pieces. I was a history minor in college, and I love to do history pieces. And a lot of times I'm thinking about history, and then I try to make that history impact you as you look at it. That's one of the reasons I do pictures so large. People ask me, why do I do the pictures so big? And I tell them, I want the piece to impact them as they're looking at it, to kind of dominate them, dominate their space. And most of my pieces I try to do off page. I don't try to do anything that's going to be in those four corners or in a square. And I want your imagination to be a part of the piece that you're looking at.
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools. We help them implement, I love to leave the inherited lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income, and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car.
Wow.
I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it. If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that? Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Rose.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Yes, I am back. Great. And my mic, my mic's on. Okay. Good afternoon. It's still morning. Good morning. It's been a long morning, an exciting morning, a phenomenal morning with the guests that we've had on. Let me tell you, Business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations, if you're not here, you are missing some of the greatest information and transformation that you could possibly get in this 4-hour period. Come on to the Black Business Expo right now. Get in where you fit in. I'm your moderator, Barbara H. Smith, and today on the Black Business Network, which is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders just like you. We have speakers from everywhere, including North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and all the cities across the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our next speaker is no stranger to the Black Business Expo. She is the president and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. She is a 22-year Army veteran. Thank you so much for your service. An international TEDx speaker, an international best-selling author, creator of the online course, Crack the Career Code, Unlock the Amazing Power Within to Lead with Confidence, Charisma, and Credibility. She is also the host of the Success for Women radio and TV show, a career strategist, trainer, and business consultant, helping women progress in their career into upper management and executive level positions. She provides them with a fast track, a comprehensive toolkit of life skills and abilities. She also helps women and female veterans who are transitioning out of the workplace and military into business entrepreneurship. She has several, too many to name, awards and accolades, but she was just awarded the Prince George's Chamber of Commerce 2023 Excellence in Business Visionary of the Year Award. She's also received the Most Influential Women Empowerment Coach Award from the Canadian Ambassador, Her Excellency Denisa Gokovi. She has also been selected for the 2022 Joe Mans Black Wall Street Award and the 2022 Veterans Champion of the Year, VCOY, in corporate America. The 2022 VCOY corporate list honors 30 champions who advocate for our nation's veterans in the civilian workforce. I am so excited for her accolades, especially I honor her service. She was selected to receive the Acquisition International 2022 Most Empowering Women Success Coach and Award. Among her many, many accolades, she has been quoted and written in I can't even tell you how many magazines. Her mission is simple: help women accelerate their path to success. And her personal quote is, being proud of your background and unique attributes will ensure continued growth. Recognition provides the opportunity to speak about and showcase our experiences as women exhibiting strength in the business world. Help me bring up the phenomenal Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis.
Wow. Let me look around. You sure you're talking about me? I'm gonna have to have you introduce me all the time. I don't recognize that person.
The incredible Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis. You are.
Oh my goodness. And they just put me with the incredible Barbara H. Smith. Oh, what an honor. What an honor.
So much. Let me tell you, it's been a minute since we saw each other. Last time we saw each other, I was practicing to become a TEDx speaker, and you were one of the coaches. I have to tell you, I am so excited to have you on the Black Business Expo, Black Business Olympics Network today.
Thank you.
Time to have some me time with you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I must congratulate you too on your TEDx talk.
Thank you.
I looked at it, girl. I did.
It was right controversial.
Kudos to you. I said, when I heard you were gonna be doing yours, I'm like, oh yeah, she gonna rock that. She gonna rock it.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to hear you say that as my coach for the TEDx. So let's get right into what makes Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis tick. I want to talk about, I know because I worked for United States Joint Forces Command many, many years ago, that the forces don't play nice together in the sandbox. That's first. Let's just say that. Let's put that out there. But as a woman, I was in technology as a contractor with them, and I realized how difficult it was for me in an all-male, mostly white, predominantly white, to excel and achieve. You, on the other hand, were in the military, and the Army, to me, is probably one of the most difficult ones. Maybe Marines are a little bit more difficult for women to achieve, ascend, and climb in the ranks. Tell us what that was like.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, let me just say, going into the military was a decision that was made probably by a little bit of force, because I had received a scholarship to go to college. And once I got there, when you're raised and you're protected the whole time and everybody keep you closely. So when you get on your own, sometimes you just go, buck wow. Okay.
Buck wow. I was going to say buck wow, but you said it, so I can say it too.
So when I got there, it's like, oh man, I was feeling the freedom. And wouldn't you know, I lost my scholarship, because I wasn't where I was supposed to be when I was supposed to be there, okay? And when I went home and I told my mom that I had lost the scholarship, well, she calmly looked at me, and you'd have to know my mom. When she's calm, that's when you really need to get work.
Some fire raging.
Yes. So she calmly looked at me and she says, well, I don't know how you're going to do it. She said, but you got 6 months to figure out how you're going to pay for college. I'm thinking 6 months. That's kind of generous on her part. You see? But I started thinking, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I had a girlfriend of mine we graduated from high school at the same time, and she went right into the military. And she would write me and talk about how much fun she was having and this, that, and the other thing. She was assigned to Spain, and they were just having a great time. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna join the military. I'm going to get assigned to Spain, and I'm going to have fun, and they're going to pay for my college. Well, they did pay for the school. Okay, I got to give them credit for that. But let me tell you, the closest I got to Spain was when we were headed to Germany, and they had they landed the plane there to refuel. We didn't even get off the plane, okay? That's the closest I got to Spain. So needless to say, it's still on my bucket list, which I will fulfill at the end of this year. But being in the military, it was an experience for me. It was a growing experience for one, discipline experience. But when I got there and I was assigned to a unit, one of the first things that happened to me was that one of the sergeants took me aside and he said to me, Lewis, what do you want to get out of the military? And I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to tell them I'm just here so they could pay for my school and I could go to Spain. So I said, well, I want to go as far as I can. That's what I said to him. He says, okay, well, I'm going to show you how you can do that. And he gave me some tips, one of which is when you're assigned to a different unit, every unit you go to, get that unit's training. The military call it military operational specialty, which is MOS.
MOS.
And I did that. Yeah, I did that. Every unit I was assigned to, I would get the training. And just so happened, a couple of the MOSs that I did get, one being 38 Alpha, which was civil affairs, I also had the transportation. And most of these units were, like you said, male-dominated units. Your females, they just were one hand, maybe two fingers, So because I had the training, whenever I put in for promotion, that looked good on my packet. And, I started getting other women coming to me, wanting to know, well, how are you getting these promotions? What are you doing? But it's interesting when someone gives you information or take the time to sit down and just share their knowledge with you. Don't let it go in one ear and out the other.
That part. Pause right there.
Yeah.
Because people don't have to take time with you and sit down and tell you anything.
No.
And when they do, it's because they see something in you and they want you to excel. So and mentorship is critical when you go into environments where you don't know. Absolutely. Go ahead, tell your story.
Absolutely. And, like I said, from there, that is how I started moving up the ranks, because I took the opportunity, or took the initiative, I should say, whenever I got into a unit, to get that unit's training. And because of that, I wound up sometimes being one of the only females to have the training. And so when my packet would go up for promotion, and they look at it as like, wow, she got this, she's done this, she's been here. And that was another thing, the traveling. At the time, I'm young, so I love to travel. So whenever there was sometimes an assignment where you had to go here, go there, I was not opposed to going. I didn't give them any flack about having to go to Poland or Germany or all these different places. I didn't argue about that. I didn't have a problem with being assigned to these places, freezing my little hiney off, but I didn't have a problem with it, But and again, you never know. Like I said, when I had the ladies coming to me and wanting to find out how I was doing it, you also never know who's watching you. And that's why you always have to be at your best. And also, the knowledge and the skills, be willing to share what someone else shared with you. Because had that not happened to me when I first came into the military, if that sergeant hadn't taken me aside and did what he did, I mean, like you said, he didn't have to do that. So why would I not share my skills, my knowledge, my whatever information that I could, give to someone? Why would I not do that? But from the military, I went into civilian federal government, and the same thing happened. I wound up moving up the ranks, but that again came from someone sitting me down. And because I was laid off in one of the positions that I had gotten, one of the jobs I had gotten, I got laid off, and I'm trying to figure out, well, why? I mean, I wasn't getting a bad review. I can't understand why this happened to me. I need some answers, So when I talked to a friend that was in a higher position, actually was a friend of my mom's, and I called him and I said, hey, can we go to lunch? I just need to run something by you. Maybe you could give me some advice. And when I told her about being laid off, and, there's people that came on at the same time that I did, but they weren't laid off. And I knew that, there was no problems with my work ethics. And so she asked me, she said, well, let me ask you this. Did you have a mentor? I said, no. She said, did you have a sponsor? I said, no. She said, did you have an advisor? I said, no. She said, then that was your problem. She said, because one or all of them would have been able to give you a heads up to say, hey, this is coming down the pike. You might want to move out of that department over here, and that would have maybe eliminated you being laid off. And so from there, every other position, every time I went somewhere else for a position, I always made sure that I had a mentor, that I had someone that could sponsor me for something maybe that was going on, a program or whatever. And that's what I started doing. I started making sure that I researched the organization. I knew different things. Like I remember in one organization, I was on their recruitment team. People started coming to me, how'd you get on the recruitment team? Because we were going out to colleges, and recruiting for the organization. How'd you get on the recruitment team? I didn't even know they had one. I'm like, well, it's on the website. All you had to do was pull it up and do your research, know what's going on in the organization that you work for. And because of those different things, that is how I started moving up, because believe it or not, people started noticing me. They just started noticing the things that I was doing and how I was putting myself out there to be visible, which is one of the things that I teach my clients, when they come to me for advice as far as moving up in their career. Don't sit in the back of the room. You need to be visible. You need to let people know what you know, and that's kind of how things just started progressing for me, just because of taking advice and then taking the initiative and implementing what I received.
That is so good, and it's so true. But the thing that a lot of people struggle with is sharing information, and I'm not one of those. And so I love and applaud that you are also one of those people who, when I learn something, I want to share. I want to help someone else come up higher. I want to help someone. I want to leave a legacy of, she was here because of this, and this.
Absolutely.
Thing that I learned from her sharing her information. So I want to talk now some about, thank you so much for that. That was really, really, impactful for me, and I hope for our audience. I want to talk some now about your business of helping women, entrepreneurs, and military. I know there are a lot of people, let's talk first about the military, that are exiting the military, and they're not just exiting the military because of their own careers. Some women are exiting the military. People don't recognize that spouses are also in the military. They don't recognize that they sacrifice sometimes even much more than the spouse that's in the military. And so they put their careers on hold, and they put their lives on hold, raising children and doing all the things that they need to do as a military spouse. But when that spouse now retires from the military or comes out of the military, they sometimes are left with, what do I do with myself now? Their children are all grown, and now they're left with, what do I do? What's some of the advice and tips and techniques and traits that you use in your business that help these women?
Well, for one thing, as you said, they're coming out of the military, which means now they have to remember that skill set that they had in the military has to be tweaked a little bit to fit the civilian world. So the first thing they have to do is, if they, especially, if they want to start a business, that total mindset has to change. Yes, your business should be run in an organized manner, but it should not be run as if it was you're taking prisoners and and changing them to the desk or something like that. You know what I mean?
Different. Yes, yeah, I do know what you mean, because a lot of people don't understand the military mindset. Number one, it's a rank order structure.
Yes.
If I outrank you, you just do what I say.
You do what I say. You do what I say.
But that's not the same mindset that the civilians
done. You got to get that job done. If you're given an order to do something, then you're supposed to get the job done. And your mentality is supposed to be, nothing's going to get in my way and nothing's going to stop me. Now, the one thing I will say is that you are supposed to have the person next to you's back. Now, that is the thing. So when they come out of the military, that mentality of, when I give you an order, you just supposed to just do it blindly, whatever. It's like, now we got to get more into the collaboration part of it. You got to get more into being able to work with other people, not just, yes, I know what my specialty is and I can do my specialty. And if you can't handle what I'm doing, then you need to stand there and just watch me. No, it doesn't work like that anymore. We gotta change that a little bit. And for women, especially if she was a ranking female, it's hard to really order men around and make sure that they do what you say, because your voice has to take on a different tone. Your mannerism has to take on a different tone.
Yes, ma'am.
And, you know, so now you want to make sure that, yes, you're running your business, and you still have to, when you say something, you want them to, you know, take you serious, but it still doesn't, we still got to tweak that a little bit. You know,
It's not
we got to
anymore. It's
yeah,
collaborative.
exactly. And so those are the things that we work on to make sure that when they come out, they understand the difference between the military environment and the civilian environment. And sometimes it takes a little bit of adjustment. And even when those that don't want to go into business and they want to go into a career, you know, that resume, that military packet has to be changed so that it looks like a civilian resume. You know, the fact that you were an engineer in the military and you come out and you want to be an engineer out here in the civilian world, you got to write that language so that they understand what you did in the military. You know, military are they're famous, well, federal government period are famous for acronyms. Yes, they are famous for everything is an acronym. You cannot keep that. You gotta spell that out, okay? Yeah, and then and once you break it, you still got in some cases be able to explain it so that they understand it in the civilian world, so that they know it's not, oh, that's all you did. No, that's not all. Here's what I did, and here's how I did it, and here's how I made it come together. But this is how I helped my unit to accomplish whatever needed to be accomplished. So sometimes it takes a little bit of patience, but it can be done. But it does, they do have to change that mindset a lot of times when they're coming out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not, and it's also not just, this is what I did, oh, and that's not all you did, but this is how it transfers into a civilian, which a lot of times is even more powerful, because in the military, they do things so many times, so many repetitions, that they even forget how powerful and how much more they're actually doing than civilians are doing.
Second nature,
yeah, it's second nature for them. And so they think that, oh, they may put it on paper as, oh, this was just what I did. No. There's a whole litany of things behind what you did to get to this result. And so I'm so grateful that they have proponents like yourself that help them translate and transfer those transferable skills, because there's almost no skill that the military trains that cannot be transferred into the civilian market.
And to be able, like you said, to explain them too, to you know, because you've been some have been in the military for so many years until that language, they just, you know, they also sometimes have to change that language, the way they talk to the civilian world, you know. But it can be done. It can be done.
Again, when I worked as a contractor, I had a few colonels and a few lieutenants tell me, I just told you to do X, Y, Z. I said, yeah, but I'm not in the military, so you can't just tell me what to do, you know. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
they
female, you know, that whole thing. Anyway, we won't go there. I want to know some now about your Success Institute, the Executive Women Success Institute. Tell us how that got formed and what it is all about, and how do women enroll into that?
Well, it started, as I said, like I said, when you don't realize, you know, who's watching you. Because I had women coming to me when I was in the military, wanting to know how I was moving up the ranks. And then when I got into civilian government, women, I had the same thing. Women coming to me, they wanted me to go over their resume. They wanted me to do mock interviews with them, you know, just all kinds of things. And I thought, well, why don't I do this on a larger scale? How can I do this on a larger scale? So I started thinking, well, I'll just put together programs. I'll start a business, implement some things. One of the things I did was I interviewed 20 women in and around the Washington, D.C. area who were in high power positions, the senior executive level position, so that I could find out how they got there, how they stayed there, the obstacles they faced, and different things like that. And that is how I was able to, just from the research, from talking to these women, that's how I put together my 8 Habits of Highly Successful Women program. And when they enroll in that program, we definitely go through everything step by step, so that when they get out of that program, if they are looking or aspire to become upper management or move into executive level positions, by the time they come out of that program, they should have the confidence, the assertiveness, and everything that they need to be able to do that. Because it's like, if I got to get a bat and bop you over the head and tell you get it, it's like you're not going to leave out and you're not sure of yourself. You're not going to leave out. It's like one of the things that I say, as a matter of fact, in a TED Talk, and it came from a Harvard review. It says men will apply for a position when they have only 60% of what they need to apply.
That's
Women
right.
will look at that same position and think, oh, I need to have 100%. No, you don't.
No,
you don't.
No.
Just like the men feel like I can do it, even though I don't have all the qualifications, but they feel like they can get in that position and learn it. So can you as a female. So can you. And I had someone to tell me that when I applied for a position, and I went to them and I said, hey, what do you think about this? It was a position doing surveillance. And of course, I'd never done surveillance before, but I looked at that position because I had worked at the time I was working in the steno pool as a stenographer. And when I looked around and some of those women had been sitting there for 15 years doing the same thing, I thought, oh no, I am not going to sit here that long. And so I started looking for something else so that I could get out of there. And I ran across this position and I was reading it, and it said, surveillance, different things you had to do, follow people around, and communication skills, and be able to write a report. And I thought, I can do that. And so when I talked to this one lady that I really admired, sort of, she was doing some things that I felt like I wanted to do. So I contacted her, sat down, talked to her. And, she said to me, and I'm good at following people's advice. When you say something to me, it becomes golden. Okay. She said, when you fill out that paperwork, make it sound like you can walk on water. She said, because your purpose is to get to the interview and then you sell yourself. That's what she said to me.
That's
and
right.
It was, don't put anything in there that's not true. But whatever you've done, you make sure that you put it so that they will want to say, oh, I want to know more about her. Don't downplay it. Yeah, don't downplay it. You make sure you write it so that they want to know more about you. And believe it or not, I took her advice, got the interview. They flew me to Houston for the interview, went through the interview, and I got the position. That's actually one of the reasons I wound up here in Washington, D.C. because of that. But it's just that, again, when when someone has the knowledge, be willing to listen to advice, be willing to implement it, for one thing. And had she not said that to me, maybe I would have looked at it with the eye of I can't, maybe I can't do this, and this. But once she said that to me, I looked at that position. I was like, yeah, I could do that. And to me, that's what you need when you have to have that confidence. And that's one of the two things that I really try to make sure that women who come through my program always have: the confidence in themselves and be assertive. And I'm not saying when I say be assertive, I'm not saying be obnoxious or be ugly, be nasty, anything like that. But when you're assertive, it means that you can walk into a room, you can stand up in front of an audience, you can speak, you can, do what you need to do, say what you need to say, because you have the knowledge and the skills to back it up. Because we also know as females, we're always going to be challenged.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Oh yeah, we're always going to be challenged. So,
and I was going to add to that. I was going to add to that in that same vein of not wanting to apply for things that we think we're less than qualified for. We also don't negotiate.
Tell me about it. I just did an article
We'll
on
talk
that.
about that.
Oh yes, we don't. We don't, because years ago I had wrote an article on that, and I thought, now it's time to refresh that. That needs to come out again about negotiating, and the reason why I thought about it is because, now that we've been through the pandemic, people are working remotely. You got to remember, if you're at home, you still got to make yourself visible. You can't be at home and when they have a meeting or what have you, you don't speak up. Are you not prepared? Or you just get on there and, you got all these other things on the mind because you got to do the laundry and all of that because you sitting at home. No. You have to remember you are still in the game. And if you want that playing field to be level, you got to play on the field. You can't sit back and watch everybody else doing whatever and then wonder why. Oh, I wonder why I didn't get that position. Well, what did you do to get it? What were you doing?
That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit in the sidelines and think you're playing in the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was anyway. I am so excited about your work. And I'm interested. You have a TV show and a radio show. Talk to us some about what that entails. What's the content? Who are you looking for as guests on your show?
Well, I, of course, bring guests on the show that will make an impact for women. My passion is helping women to succeed, helping them to accelerate. So I bring guests on the show that have done things that I feel, another woman might be sitting out there saying, oh, I can't do that. But if she sees you on the show and you've stood up on the stage in front of hundreds of people and did a TEDx talk, she can now say, wow, if Barbara H. Smith did it, I can do it too. That's what the show is meant to do. It's a lot of my guests are women. I do bring on men. I bring men on who also can share information to show women that that's something you can do too. So that's what the show is all about, just to show other women that there are women out there doing what you might want to do, but you might feel a little unsure of yourself, saying that, coming up with those what ifs. What if I fail? Well, what if you do? But you'll never know if you don't try it.
And if she did it, how about that?
Yeah. So that is what the show is all about. And I just love it's actually in its 7th season now. I've been doing it for 7 seasons and I'm excited about that. When I was thinking about that one day and I thought, wow, you've been doing this for 7 seasons. I actually had not thought about it until then. But I'm really glad about that because it really made me feel good to see where the show started from audio only, and now it's the TV portion too. But the fact that it's been going for that long, and the guests that I've been able to bring on to share their expertise, share their success nuggets, and just share their stories, to let, like I say, other women know that they can do the same thing, and just don't doubt yourself. Know that you have the worth. Know that you have the value.
Right.
Know that
we have a problem in that area.
Oh yeah, we have a problem in that area, and we have, like you said earlier, a problem with sharing information. And that's one thing I don't understand, because I always feel like there's enough out there for all of us. You don't have to just keep what you have right here. You know, there's enough for all of us out there. And when you collaborate with somebody, that just makes your audience bigger. It does. People don't understand that. If you're doing it all by yourself, then that's where you are, all by yourself. But when you reach out to others, and they reach out to others, and they reach out to others, think about how far then you're going.
It's that network.
I mean, yeah.
Expand your network. So what time, what day, what's your cadence on your TV show?
Well, the show is done on Thursdays, 2 p.m. on Thursdays, and also on Fridays at 7 p.m. So if anyone wanted to tune in, if they wanted to be a guest, they felt like what they have to share, their story, maybe about a book they've written and they want to tell us about it, anything, if you're female and you feel like you have information that you want to share that will make an impact on other women, then reach out to me. Let me know. Let's talk. Let's chat. I am open to bringing you on and letting you share your story, because that's what the show is all about. It's not about me. It's about bringing other people to you so that you can see that you can do it too. Yeah.
What's on mute? How do we get in touch with you to get on? How did the audience get in touch?
Well, if they want to reach out to me, they can email me at info@exwsi.com. That's info@exwsi.com. Or they can go to my website, www.exwsi.com, and there's a contact page on there. They can send the information through the contact page on my website also. Yep.
That is so wonderful to know. I might be checking you out on that show. Just to say.
Oh yes. You definitely need to come on the show and tell us about all your celebrity speaker training stuff, so people know, hey, come on.
Absolutely. I would welcome the invitation. I will definitely reach out to you. For our last part of what I want to ask you about, you have done so many things. You've been awarded so many awards and accolades. What would you say is your most, impactful to you moment in your life as a woman or a business owner or a military person? What was the most impactful thing for you that you can impart into the audience?
Well, if I look at the awards, then the most impactful award for me would be the one that I received from my county, the Chamber of Commerce, Prince George's Chamber of Commerce. And the reason why is because I've gotten lots of awards for lots of different things, but to be recognized by your community, to me, I was speechless. I was really speechless, because it just says to me, if my community thinks that I'm doing something worthwhile or something that help others, then I must be doing something right. And that's what my goal is, just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, that I'm reaching the people that need to be reached, that I'm making the impact that I'm trying to make. And for them to recognize that to me was the best for me. It really was. That was the moment that I thought to myself, okay, I can continue doing what I'm doing because I believe I'm on the right track.
That's excellent. One and last and final question. Well, two. How do we reach out to you? We just got through that. I want you to say that again. But the last question I have for you, after you tell us this last question, please tell us how to reach out to you again. But the last question is, young people are looking at you. young people are looking at this broadcast, what would you tell a young female author, entrepreneur, somebody who wants to go into career, one of the most important things that you learn that they can take with them?
Okay. Well, first of all, to reach out to me, they can again contact me by email, which is info@exwsi.com, or go to my website. The contact page is on there, www.exwsi.com. And of course, I'm on all the social media sites too. They can DM me if they like. The thing that I would say to the young people out there that's watching me is never, ever give up on yourself. You know, you get people that will tell you you can't do this or you shouldn't do that, or if I was you, I wouldn't. But you got to look at that from a different perspective. What are they doing? When they're telling you not to do it, what are they doing or what have they done? You know? And also make sure that whatever you do, you always, always remember the integrity part. Do not ever, let your character be destroyed by anything that shouldn't be, that is wrong. Don't even be on the fence about it. If you know that it's not right or you have a feeling it's not right, then don't even go there. The money is not worth it, because my theory is if you do what you love, the money will come. So don't let your integrity be destroyed because maybe you want to make an extra dollar on something. And final thing I will say is, remember that taking advice from someone is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of intelligence. It's knowing that you don't know it all and you don't have to do it by yourself. There's other people out there that has the knowledge, that's doing things that you might want to do. So if they give you some advice, take it. But more importantly, take it and implement it. Don't just sit on it. Don't just say, oh, they think they know it all, but implement it. And that's what I would say. Make sure that you know that you're worth it and that you're valued. That would be my advice to them today. Yep. So thank you again. I want to thank Ms. Barbara H. Smith for the wonderful questions that she asked me. I really appreciate that beautiful introduction that she gave me. I appreciate that. And I also always appreciate and am honored to be on this platform, the Black Business Network. Always honored to be here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Madeline. You have been a phenomenal guest. It's that time again. It seems like the time went so fast, but genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Absolutely.
We are still promoting our
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.